Hello, I'm Dr. Vanita Rattan. I'm a doctor, but I'm also a cosmetic formulator specifically for skin of color. This video is for the absolute newbies. If you have never done skincare before, you have no idea where to start, you are overwhelmed by the number of products on the shelves, and maybe you've seen some TikToks and some skin talks and you think, actually, I kind of want to do that. And what is this glowy skin about? So if some of those things apply to you, then today is the right video. I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm going to go through product recommendations. I'm going to also explain to you how to decipher which skin type you have and what routine to follow. As you know, none of my videos have ever been sponsored and they will never be sponsored. So you know everything I teach is evidence-based information. If you'd love to know more about skincare, you can follow me on Instagram as well. I've got two accounts, Skincare by Dr. V and Dr. Vanita Rattan. And you can also follow me on TikTok as well, Dr. Vanita Rattan. Also, I am in the comment section for 1 hour at the launch of every single YouTube video. So make sure you hit that notification bell so that you know when I'm going to be here and you can ask me your personal questions. So starting from the basics, what is your skin type? How would you decipher what your skin type is? So it's normally going to be dry, oily, or normal. Those are the three main categories. You can also have combination, but let's just keep it really simple and stick to those three. I'm going to give you the steps for each of those three. So I can see you sitting there going, Dr. V, how am I supposed to know what skin type I have? So there's a little test that you need to do. After you wash your face, don't put any moisturizer on, and 1 hour later, test your skin. Does your skin feel tight, in which case it's dry? Does it feel normal, in which case it's normal? Or does it feel oily, in which case, of course, it's oily? And that is the standardized test to see what skin type you have. So for me, I would say my skin is normal. Now, once you've decided or deciphered what skin type you have, you basically follow 3 easy steps: cleanse, moisturizer, and sunscreen. You need different ingredients for the different skin types, and I'm going to go through that with you now. So let's start off with oily skin. Now, when you have oily skin, the key ingredient you want in your face wash is salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is a fat-soluble acid. It sinks into the pore and it unclogs that oil in the pore, which is exactly what you need. Now, the only problem with salicylic acid is that it can be very drying. So actually you want to make sure it has humectants in it too, so water magnets, to make sure that it's hydrating to the skin. And you also want to opt for fragrance free, especially if you have acne and your skin is inflamed or your skin barrier is damaged. You don't want to add an irritant, i.e. fragrance. So my top 3, starting off with the inky list, is 2% salicylic acid cleanser. I'd say it's cheap and it's effective, but 2% BHA is on the higher end and may lead to over drying of the skin. So just pay attention to that. The second one I love is Paula's Choice Pore Normalizing Cleanser. Again, it's fragrance free, and I do love a lot of Paula's Choice's range for skin of color. And the third one is our Trio Blemish. That's this. This has got 0.5% salicylic acid in it, so it's not going to dry the skin. Plus we put niacinamide in it to control sebum production. Plus we use panthenol, which is an anti-inflammatory, so it should soothe the skin if you have acne. And of course, it's got glycerin in it to hydrate the skin. So I'd say Trio Blemish is a good beginner's salicylic acid wash because it's at 0.5% and it's soothing to the skin. So I'm happy for you to use that from 13 years old onwards. So with oily skin, you're going to want to wash your face twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. Moving on to dry skin. Now with dry skin, you have to be a little bit careful. So you want to use a hydrating, gentle face wash that has lots of water magnets and is not going to strip the skin. In addition, you only want to wash your face once a day in the evening. So to remove any sunscreen, makeup, to remove any pollution or dead skin cells. I would avoid washing your face twice a day because already your skin barrier is not optimal and you don't want to overstrip the skin. So here's my list of recommendations for dry skin, starting off with a Vino Calm and Restore Oat Cleanser. So the second ingredient here is glycerin, so your water magnet, which is great. Plus it's got oats in it, which is soothing, and it's fragrance free, which I love. The second product I love is from The Ordinary, called Squalane Cleanser. And the first ingredient in here is squalane, plus glycerin, and of course fragrance free. The third product I love is from Paula's Choice, called Resistant Anti-Aging Hydrating Cleanser. So I would pick one of those three and your skin should love it. Okay, so now moving on to normal skin. So Cetaphil Gentle Cleanser is a simple wash, it's effective. It won't do anything else, there's nothing else in there, but if you're just looking for a cheap, effective cleanser, this is a good one for normal skin. The next one is Q&A Oat Milk Cream Cleanser. Again, it's fragrance free, plus it's got aloe in it and oats. And if you're like me and you have normal skin and you're looking for a gentle cleanser specifically for anti-aging, then you can use our Micellar Gel Wash from the daily range. So in this, we put in everything from glycerin, which is at 5%, plus we put in 2% niacinamide, which strengthens the skin barrier. We use 3% Centella asiatica, which is anti-inflammatory. And we of course use Derm Stim. So that is a stem cell culture which stimulates collagen. Moving on to moisturizers for dry skin. So starting off, you need to know that you want to look for a high fat content. So avoid lotions which have a high water content, because what happens is as soon as you put a lotion onto dry skin, it will feel okay for a few minutes, but it will dry up very quickly because water evaporates. That's why you want to opt for a fatty, stodgy moisturizer for dry skin. So my favorites would be starting off with First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. I also like CeraVe, I like Vanity Cream, and I also like Eucerin's Skin Calming Cream. However, these all have water as the first ingredient, which means that they are water-based, which means they're not going to be as fatty as just oils. So I would probably top up with a barrier oil on top at nighttime. So I like the Ordinary Squalane Oil or their Rosehip Oil. So it's something to bear in mind, because often a moisturizer on its own is not enough if you have very dry skin with a damaged skin barrier and if it's feeling very sensitive. Moving on to oily skin. Now, if you have oily skin, the biggest mistake is people thinking they don't need to moisturize, when actually you really do. And so what I would do is look for the key ingredients, salicylic acid and niacinamide, to control sebum production. And I tend to opt for gels as opposed to creams because they have a high water content, and so you actually don't get fats clogging the pores. And so my favorite ones would be starting off with Super Gel from Face Theory. It's soothing and it's got niacinamide in it, and it's a gel-based moisturizer. If you're looking for one with niacinamide plus salicylic acid plus vitamin A, vitamin E, and you're looking for anti-hyperpigmentation ingredients, then you can always opt for our AM PM gels, which are from Trio Blemish, the Trio Blemish range for oily skin. So this is available on the Skincare by Dr. V website. So just in case you don't know what I mean by gel moisturizer, this is the AM gel. It's an airless pump. If I pop it onto the hand, you can see it comes out clear. That's the kind of moisturizer that you want to look for if you have oily skin. Moving on to normal skin. So what kind of moisturizer should you be using if you have normal skin? So key actives to look for are humectants, so you want water magnets in it. You want ceramides, especially if you have skin of color, because we have less ceramides in our skin than Caucasians, and that means that our skin can become drier and duller quicker. We want niacinamide, and ideally want peptides for anti-aging. Always opt for creams over lotions as well for normal skin. And if you are looking for anti-aging ingredients, now is a good time to use them in your moisturizer. So some of my favorite would be starting off with La Roche-Posay's Double Repair Face Moisturizer. It's got ceramides, it's got niacinamide in it. It's basic, but it's good, so I like it. Moving on to the next one, which is The Ordinary Natural Moisturizing Factor, which has got ceramides and glycerin in it. Again, it's a simple formula, but it's good and I'd recommend it. If you want more benefits from your moisturizer, then the next one I like is from Drunk Elephant, called Proteini, which has got peptides in it, but also it's in an airless pump, which is important because it means that the peptides are then effective when you use them. And if you want even more benefits from your moisturizer, you can try our Cera-Pep Brightening Moisturizer. That's this one. In it, we've put ceramides, peptides, 2% niacinamide, 4% glycerin, licorice root extract, derm stim, which stimulates your collagen, plus of course anti-inflammatories, aloe and panthenol. Moving on to step 3, so your sunscreens. I always prefer mineral over chemical for a couple of reasons. Number 1 is anti-inflammatory. Number 2, it doesn't enter the bloodstream, which is why we tell pregnant ladies to only wear mineral sunscreen, i.e. one with zinc oxide or titanium in it. Unfortunately, a lot of them do tend to give a white cast. So there are a couple that don't, which I'm going to recommend now. So the first one I like is Color Science, and it's a good mineral sunscreen and it also contains a tint. This is the other one. This is our Inzincable. So you can open it like this. And this one actually is good if you have a hyperpigmentation because it contains MelaShield in it, plus niacinamide. And you rub it into the skin. You can use it as a primer under your makeup like I've worn today, and it has no white cast. If you have oily skin, however, I think both of these sunscreens are going to give you more of a dewy finish, and even though they're both non-comedogenic, you might not like them. So the one I think I would opt for you would be the Paula's Choice SPF 50. It is a chemical sunscreen, but so far I've not found a matte mineral SPF 50. Don't forget, I'm in the comment section for 1 hour at the launch of every single video, and please do follow me for more skincare tips here, but also on Instagram. I've got 2 accounts, Skincare by Dr. V and Dr. Vanita Rattan, and also on TikTok. If you want to ask more intimate questions, you can follow us on our Facebook group, join our private Facebook group called Dr. V Sock Family. And if you really want to learn more about skincare, you can purchase your book Skin Revolution, which I wrote and has been published by HarperCollins. You can find this on Amazon. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.